Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 66 of the First Star Challenge with Everton. And today we have two big games. First up, it's the FA Cup away to Wolves. Now they're top of the championship, so it's not going to be the easiest, but they're a championship club. We should be able to get over them. And then we have a group-defining game at home to Atletico Madrid, where a win, I think we would have to win by 2 goals, and then I think our goal difference should be better than theirs. And we will top the group, which would be a nice little way to end everything off on the Champions League group stage, wouldn't it? But since last episode, we've had a big gap, a 2-month gap, and that is because the Winter World Cup took place. Let's go and have a look and see how that turned out. You can see here, now the players that we had, and I'm going to have to read my notes here, but we had a couple of players in the World Cup. We had Zamora for Mexico, Witsel for Belgium, who has since retired from international football, Vlasic for Croatia, Davies and Taimon both got called up for England. It was Taimon's first call-up, Lafont and Digne for France, Berg for Norway, and Luis Felipe for Brazil. We can see the way the group stages turned out here. Austria and Venezuela went through at the expense of Senegal and Qatar. No surprises there. Colombia and Portugal went through at the expense of our boys, Mexico and Norway. So that was Berg and Zamora out of the World Cup. Spain and the US went through at the expense of Uruguay. Maybe US at the expense of Uruguay is a surprise, and Uzbekistan, who were the whipping boys. Croatia, so Vlasic got through along with DR Congo at the expense of Witsel and Belgium, which was probably a surprise. You wouldn't have expected that. I wouldn't have thought. Brazil and Serbia went through at the expense of Italy and Mali. I suspect the Italy job may be up for grabs. Holland and Argentina went through at the expense of Japan and Costa Rica. No surprise there. Look at this for a group for England. England went through with Germany, and Australia's in that group as well. What a group for England that would be. The two mortal enemies, I would say, of football. And well, sport really, isn't it? I mean, Australia's not a mortal enemy of football, but other sports perhaps. Cameroon also went out in that group. And behind my head, France and Ghana went through at the expense of Czech Republic and Iran. So then we had, obviously, the round of 16. Portugal knocked out Austria 3-0. Colombia knocked out Venezuela. Spain knocked out DR Congo, so their dream run came to an end. Vlasic and Costa Rica went through at the expense of the US. Brazil, of course, we had Luis Felipe in that team, knocked out Argentina on penalties. That's a heavyweight tie, that one, isn't it? Holland went through over Serbia. England got 2-1 win over Ghana. And France went through at the expense of Germany. Of course, that is Lafont and Digne. Then we had the quarterfinals. It was Portugal knocking out Vlasic and Croatia. Spain knocked out Colombia. Brazil got knocked out by France, Digne and Lafont in there. And England got through over Holland, which brings us to the semi-finals. Are you getting nervous yet, people? Because England won 2-0, which means Davies and Taimon, we had 2 players in the final. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it 4 because Spain went and knocked out France 3-2. Third place playoff. Our boys got third. Not a problem in the world. But it's the final. Are you ready? Is the anticipation killing you? England's world champions. They won 1-0 over Spain. Let's have a quick look at the team. And it was our boy Tom Davies that got the match-winning goal. Also in this team, of course, was Pickford. I don't know why he's in there. Taimon was on the bench. He did play some games, I think. Yeah, he's got a cap. Maybe it was a warm-up game. But anyway, the takeaway is that Everton hero Tom Davies is England hero now as well, because he won them the World Cup with a goal in the 40th minute. England overall looked like deserved to win. But there we go. There we go, Tom Davies. He's since come back complaining about first team football and wants to leave, but that's probably because he is the hero of the nation, isn't it? Alright, now let's go and have a quick look at the team we are sending out to play Wolves here in the FA Cup. We are very much favouring the Champions League game over this one. We should be able to beat them. We've played them 8 times, 1-7, drawn 1. Have a look at the way we're expecting them to play. They're a standard passing style, adventurous mentality. Ten Hag, of course, I think that's the Ajax guy. He is their manager, and the way we're expecting them to play for the analysis report here, we can see there, I'm not sure they'll be that set up that attacking against us, but they might be. They look quite open there, don't they? So there should be some gaps for us to pass into. Key passes tend to only be around the penalty area. So with all that in mind, this is the team. It is Lafont in goal, Digne, Stark, Tar and Milo. Zamora and Davies, you can see Davies is unhappy. We're going to try and win him back around because we do want him to stay. Rafinha and Bernard, they are the wingers. Vlasic and Trevoh, we're going to, again, try and get Trevoh to stay, to get some goals here. Now, you will notice that I have promised Bernard that we're not going to sell him. That's because, if we have a look at the transfers here, the failed bids, Leon Bailey. We had a deal lined up for Leon Bailey. He'd agreed a contract, less money than what Bernard is on. and I put in the contract that we had to, no, I didn't put in the contract. I just delayed it because we couldn't afford to complete the signing while we still had Bernard at the club. No one came in for him. So unfortunately, we don't get to sign Leon Bailey. Look at that, both wings he could play as well. Would have been a really good signing, but Bernard's not bad, is he? But yeah, I mean, there we go. It would have been, Bernard is getting on. It would have been a player 5 years younger, maybe a slight upgrade. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't to be. It didn't happen, so there's no point complaining about it now, is there? What do we want to say to this? We've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. That seems fine. Some calm, we have faith. And I'm hoping that Tom Davies has a big game here. Mostly because he's unhappy, and sometimes unhappy players aren't always the most reliable. They can struggle to perform a little bit, so hopefully that's not going to be the case. Hopefully, being the nation's hero, he will step up for us here and have a big game. That being said, he's not playing in the Champions League because what a tackle that is. Obviously, Canete will come back in and play in that role for that game. Let's throw out a get creative here. We're doing okay so far. I'm not too concerned about the FA Cup this year, but obviously we'd want to win it if we can. Go as deep as we can here. A little bit of space out there. Not a poor touch from Digne. Come on, mate. Now, Digne's contract's up the end of the year, and he wants to leave. Now, that's a massive oversight on. That's a good ball in, and that is not the start we wanted. Massive oversight on my part. I didn't realise his contract was up, and I certainly didn't think he would not want to stay. So, yeah, we might be about to lose Digne on a free, which is annoying. But to be honest, I mean, we've got time on. He's fine. It's a good ball in, isn't it? Milo just caught out a little bit there at the back post, not staying with his man. Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal because obviously we'd like to keep him. He goes Rafinha from a free kick. Rafinha! Oh! It's getting back towards his best, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep trying to re-sign him if I can. But yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal. He said he wants to go to a squad with like a deeper squad or something. I mean, we've won the Champions League. It's where this game I find it can be a little bit annoying. Like what more do you want? We're challenging for the Champions League. We're challenging for the Premier League every year. Now Milo's done well there. Rafinha, can he square it back? He can. Oh, it's hacked clear from Moutinho. And are we in a little bit of trouble here? Actually, we might be in a little bit of trouble here. The flea's going forward. That should be easy enough. Digne gets back, and this is becoming a long old highlight now. Can we win this, please? No. Oh, it's just making me nervous now. If we go 2-0 down, I know it's away from home and it's a decent team, but this shouldn't be the case. Tars read that like a book. Excellent stuff from him. And again, the longer this highlight goes, I'm more comfortable if we have the ball. We go over the top there for Bernard. Go on, Bernard. Go on, Bernard. Oh, it's a good block tackle. What? Is this highlight ever going to end? It's surely going to end in... Oh, well, that was kind of pointless in the end there, wasn't it? Come on, boys. Let's get creative. Not really what I had in mind. Oh, Lafont looks like he just tapped that off the line, doesn't it? Come on, boys. This is poor. This is really, really not good. How is Davies playing? He's playing a 6-5. That tends to happen, doesn't it, when players are unhappy? You give them a chance and they tend to not take it. What do we say to this at half time? I mean, we haven't actually been that bad, but the scoreline's not good enough, is it? So, bit of desire here, please, boys. We'll tell the guys on bookings to watch their step. What we don't need is players getting sent off here, obviously. Tom Davies. Come on, mate. There's more to come from you. Get back out there. Are we exploiting the flanks? We're not exploiting the flanks. I don't think we necessarily want to either, to be honest, because we could see from their heat map that they do tend to sort of spread a little bit, which means there should be some space through the middle for Vlasic. Vlasic isn't having a good game, though, that said. I mean, we're not even really getting highlights to get an idea of how they're defending, are we? We're going to have to change something here. Davies isn't playing well. So let's bring Gomez on for him. Can he play? He can play the Mazzella. That works. Let's bring Selke on for Trevoh. Again, I'm not convinced it's Trevoh's fault, but yeah, nothing's happening, is it? Nothing's happening. All right, here's a highlight. Can we do something with this, please? Boys, come on. We just haven't got going here, have we? Nothing is going our way. No, not nothing going our way. We just haven't got going, I should say. That's way too much space. How has he got that far? Melo's there. It's not a good header out, and we are in some serious trouble. Yeah, some serious trouble. Okay, we need to... What can we do here? We need to get stuck in. We need to... Yeah, we've not been good, have we? We'll try exploit the flanks. See if we can get anything going here. Anything at all. I mean, how Helga Costa ran that far with that ball, I'll never know. Corner comes in. Can we just scramble something here? I mean, it does. It kind of shows you this is a team of players. Oh, we've got one back. It's an own goal. We'll take it. But it kind of shows you how much we're struggling. This is a team of sort of players that are out of form. And, you know, we're really struggling to get past the championship team here. Rafinha's done well. Got down to the side of them. It's a good finish. I'm not quite sure what the defender's doing there, to be honest. Come on, boys. We've given ourselves a chance. Now we need to kind of try and see this off, don't we? I'd even take a replay at this point, I'll be honest. If we can, we just need to get something here. Push forward, boys. Come on. Is anything going to happen? Come on, boys. Win this back, and let's go up the other end here. It's a lungy tackle, but didn't really get anywhere near the ball. Come on, boys. Maybe just a bit of a slow start after the World Cup break. That should be easy for Digne. I mean, he could have really brought that down. How much space and time do you want, mate? He's gone in there again. That's a good tackle. Here we go with Selke. We need a little bit of Selke magic here, don't we? Look at the back post. Look at the back post. We're queuing up at the back post. It's got to be... Oh, we did get there in the end. Rafinha! There we go. We've got back to 2-2. I don't know how he didn't score the first time round. That really should have been a tap-in. That's what Selke can do. He's got that in it, doesn't he? He's quick. Look at this. We've got two men there. If we hadn't have scored that... Oh, you don't put that back the way it's come. I wouldn't have thought. Push forward again, boys. Come on. Is the win there for us? We have been the better team. It's almost one of these now where you wonder if we just take a draw and live to fight another day. But we're going for it here. We need to try and avoid an extra fixture if we can. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. But we have salvaged ourselves. Oh, it's extra time. Never mind. There is no other day. It all happens today. Look at this. Neither team has played well. All right. I'm going to say don't let this slip away. What do I want to say? What does Klung say? Their efforts are excellent. Have they been excellent? They really haven't been excellent. Don't let this slip away. We've been the better team. You need to show it an extra time. Again, we need to just tell these guys on bookings just to watch their step. We do not want to go down to 10 men. That's not going to help anybody. Is it Rafinha? Well done, mate. Vlasic has been poor, hasn't he? Bernard's been fine without being exceptional. I think we get an extra sub now as well, don't we? We'll keep playing the way we were because we were doing okay towards the end there, weren't we? They were looking there for the taking, to be honest. I don't know what to do with Vlasic. He's a good penalty taker, so I almost want to leave him on just for that, if nothing else. All right, here's Rafinha. Rafinha! Oh, it's a decent effort again. And hacked clear. Let's throw out a get creative. See if that gets anything going here for us. That's half time in extra time. I mean, we just got to kind of keep going, don't we? Kick-off highlight. Zamora back for Stark. Is anything going to come of this? Bernard. I mean, what we're kind of doing here is anybody that plays this game is not going to be available now for Atletico Madrid, are they? Sort of with my Champions League hat on here, I'm just thinking we've just got to leave these guys out there now. Matinho. Oh, it's a lot of way to run. Oh, Lafont makes the save. That was not ideal. Is there anything we want to change here? I wonder if we want to lower the tempo. If we're getting tired, maybe lower the tempo down a little bit. Just try and create that one chance that can get us through here. Let's just have a look at our penalty takers, since it's looking as though this is going to go the whole way. Do we have a good penalty taker on the bench? The best one is Lookman. And Kenny can take a penalty. How's Milo? Milo's not great. So that's a sub we can make, and it doesn't really cost us too much. Do we do like Lookman Fatah right at the end or something, I wonder? We're not too bad. He's not that much of an upgrade. And if we're going that deep in penalties, then, God help us all. We could do Lookman for Dignate. We might try and do Lookman for Dignate right at the death if it sort of comes to that. Come on, boys. Demand more. This is about... Are we at the death? We're pretty much at the death now, aren't we? Lookman for Dignate. Oh, we can't make any more subs. Alright, never mind. I thought you got an extra sub. And it does go to penalties. Alright, as ever, let the players decide. Lafont in goal. Come on, mates. Oh, good penalty. Good penalty, to be fair. We can cancel whatever that was, because it's not going to happen now, is it? Never mind. Alright, Vlasic. Come on, mate. Come on. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's straight at the goalkeeper. Why is this here? This is annoying me. We can't... Whatever. Alright, come on, Lafont. Come on, mate. We need a save now. We need a save. We need a save. We need a save. It's not a save. Oh, we're not going to go out, are we? First round. Needless to say, this is massive. Gomez has to score here, or we are in some serious, serious trouble. That's a good penalty from Sergio Gomez. Alright. We stay alive. It's Lafont against, I'm assuming, Danny Ings. Come on, mate. Oh, we went the right way, but couldn't keep it out. Davy Selke. We haven't seen him take many penalties, have we? I mean, all our penalties seem to be taken by Vlasic or, let's put it in, by Vlasic or Gomez, to be honest. I've never really seen anybody else take penalties. Witzel's taken one or two, and I think he's missed them, but he's not in the team today, so that's fine. Alright, it's Robbie Brady against Lafont. Go on, Lafont. Oh, hey, there we go. There we go. That's more like it. Alright, big save from Lafont. And now Zamora. Come on, mate. Our little Mexican friend here. Come on. It's not a good penalty. Oh, we're in some... Now it's coming down to sudden death, isn't it? If they score, I think we're done. Yeah, we are done. It's Helga Costa against Lafont. Oh, this is huge. Come on, Lafont. Come on, mate. Oh, it's not ideal. It was the first half. We lost it. We didn't, look at that. We didn't start playing until we went 2-0 down. Oh, that's really disappointing. We can't really... I'm really angry about that. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for an upside, we can focus on the league and the Champions League now. But yeah, I mean, Rafinha played well. That's maybe something, if he's going to start and recapture a little bit of form. But that was not good enough, was it? Anyway, guys, wait right there. We'll be back. We'll go back to Goodison. We'll lick our wounds and we'll try and top our Champions League group. Okay, welcome back. It is time for Atletico Madrid. Now, I've had a look at sort of the implications here. We need to win by, I think we need to win by 3 goals. That gives us a better goal difference. If we were to win, say, by 2 goals, though, I think it'll come down to disciplined or coefficient. Like, with that, we're neck and neck with them in terms of the tiebreakers here. So, a 3-goal win is required, a 2-goal win, and it comes down to the yellow cards, and God only knows what happens at that. Now, January 3rd, which means the transfer window has opened. Now, you guys, you wanted a world-class striker, and I have delivered. I have delivered 2 young strikers. Yeah, we just we can't afford the expensive ones. So here we go. We've got 2 guys here. We've got Alex. We signed from Sevilla. These guys had release clauses of 7.75 million. Really, really high potential. Well-rounded physically. Hopefully he'll get a little bit stronger, a little bit better jumping reach as he gets older. As I said, 19 years old. Yeah, I mean, what I'm thinking is worst case scenario here, we sell him on and we'll make a profit in the transfer market because we didn't sign him for that much. Yeah, 7.75 for both of them. And Lucas, the Grand Meister, this guy we're looking to send out on loan because he's a little bit younger. So I think I don't think he's quite as ready as he's very similar to sort of our other strikers. Again, really, really quick. but not necessarily that good in the air. Good finishing, composure's good, off the ball's good. He's not rated as highly, but I actually think he might be the better player. It's sort of this part of his game that needs to improve: the technique, the passing, the teamwork. That, I think, is where he needs to play to get a little bit more of experience. But again, we can sell him on and make a profit on him, and that's kind of what I'm thinking with those two guys. But there we go. You wanted a world-class striker. I've given you two kids. My inner Arsene Wenger is showing. The best striker that we could sign here, it's not going to show up, is Dembele. Can I find him? Yeah, here we go, Dembele. And he's 17 million, and he's got good finishing, good off the ball. He's decent, but I don't think he's the answer to our problems, to be honest. Maybe he is. Let me know what you think. Maybe we should go in for him, but I just don't think he's that much better than what we already have, so we're not going for him, basically. All right, let's go and have a look at where we've got to go all the way back now here to the match preview screen. There we go. So we can see we're not the favourites for this one. The way we're expecting them to play, direct playing style, balanced mentality. You can see 4-4-2 is what we're expecting. They're a little bit spread out there on the heat map. There's the passing thing. There is the key passes. Tend to a bit long. They can do either. So this is all that bearing in mind. This is the team we're going with. We're changing formation to meet them in the 4-4-2. So it's Lafont in goal. We're going 3 centre backs, so we have the spare man. Stark, Tar, and Luis Felipe. Kenny down the right. Taimon down the left. Victor and Canete in midfield. Vlasic is still a little bit tired from the last game, but not Sanderberg, but Gomez is match fatigued, so he's not really available for this one. Selke comes in to play up top with Trevoh. Terry Cook somehow has managed to be match fatigued, even though he hasn't played. I don't think he played that many friendlies. They've changed up their formation too, the sneaky little devils. It should still work. What we could do, we could push Stark forward maybe. We might do that. Oh, that's really annoying. Anyway. Yeah, I don't understand why Terry Cook is looking match fatigue. Let's go with come on, lads, show me what you can do to keep our run going. Even though we lost our last game. Probably not the best team talk. But anyway, let's go. Alright, Champions League anthem rings around Goodison Park. Now, Terry Cook did have a bid. Arsenal made a bid for him. It was 35 million or so, I think. He's worth more than that. He's worth more than that too. It's just because he's a club-trained player. And those are like gold. Now, in terms of the two new young guys as well, we can only register one of them in the squad for this year. So that's another reason why the Grenmeister's going out on loan, and Alex will be registered in the squad. Here's a corner. Can we get a nice early goal? A nerve settler. Oh, it's just over the bar from Luis Felipe. Yeah, so that's. I'm kind of thinking we're in the realms now of needing to do another one just over the bar, this time from Stark, of needing to do a squad rebuild. And I think players like Selke and Bernard might be on the chopping block for that. We'll do it in the summer. We won't do it now. But I just think they're getting on a little bit. You guys have got me thinking, and I think you're right. Selke's been a wonderful player for us, but we do maybe need to look to move on a little bit from him. He's sort of maybe served his purpose. Now, that wasn't great from Stark. He's lost out there to Lamar. Griezmann's been played in here. This is not good, and that is 1-0. Now, that actually hurts us because that means they have now scored more away goals than us as well, which is one of the tiebreakers after goals scored, perhaps. And we need to beat them by 2. To even up the goal difference and the goals scored, but we would now have to score 3 goals to do that, so we would then win on goals. It's very confusing. I had a look and it was just a little bit too confusing for my poor brain. Alright, so we'll go attacking. The other thing we'll do is we'll be more expressive now. I was trying to keep it tight by playing sensibly, but that never works, does it? Why would you want to play sensibly? Come on, boys, come on. This has not been... I was kind of hoping the World Cup break would perk us up a little bit. We'd come back on fire. We did okay in the friendlies sort of while it was going on. But you can't read too much into that because, obviously a lot of teams were missing a lot of players. I'm going to be aggressive and say that's not good enough, boys. We'll tell Kenny not to get himself sent off here, please and thank you, Mr. John Joe. And on we go. Yeah, I mean, can we make any changes here? I'm a little bit annoyed that the scouts got the formation they're expected to play wrong, if I'm honest. That's not ideal. Actually, if they've got 2 sitters, we probably need to exploit the flanks here, don't we? We do have perhaps the option to go wingers here. I mean, this isn't working, is it? So we might do that. We'll look to change things up a little bit. So we go Selke up top, Trevoh out left, Calvert-Lewin right. I mean, it's not great, is it? To be honest. I mean, the question here is, do we actually have this option, or are we just trying to pigeonhole players in here? We'll go with that. See what happens. I mean, playing like we are is just not working, is it? So we need to do something. Let's get creative. I mean, watching Selke in this game, I'm tempted just to do the rebuild now. I'm getting frustrated with the team, which never helps. Yeah, it just gives me the urge to do a cull and just write this season off. But, you know, we're not that bad. Come on, boys. Let's get this goal back. There it is. Ball in. Selke! Oh! Just straight at the goalkeeper. That is no good to us. We need to fix things up a little bit here again, don't we? Let's exploit the flanks. We don't want to counter press because they're direct. Let's get stuck in. Let's just try and F them up a little bit here. The only players on a booking, or the only player on a booking that could get a suspension is... Oh, what is that from Tar? Lafont has rescued us twice there. I don't know what Tar's doing, though. Yeah, I mean, we look a poor team right now, don't we? Which is really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Come on, boys. Show some passion. It's not a great day when you get knocked out of the FA Cup to lower league opposition and then get absolutely played off the park at home in the Champions League. Not a good day at all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do we do the cull now? Do we just not write this season off, but try in this transfer? Oh, Calvert-Lewin equalises! Hey, there we go. He's just always there to pop up when we need him to score the big goals, isn't he? The sad thing about this is, unfortunately for us, is that we need to score 2 more goals in the last 8 minutes to top the group. Maybe I'm getting a little bit too negative, a little bit too early here. It's a good run from Calvert-Lewin and a good header as well. That's what we like to see. But yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments on that front. Do we call it here and just say we're not a good team anymore? Let's just make a change, or do we kind of see what this season holds and do it in the summer? If we get a goal now, it could be interesting. Selke in for Canente. What can he do? Look at the space. Calvert-Lewin! Oh, he's offside, is he? I'd like to see a replay. Oh, that is so unlucky. It was a really good finish from him as well. Is he offside? Oh, he is. He's just a little bit lazy getting back. Oh, that would have made for a really good finish. This is it. Sergio Gomez over the free kick. Knocks it out there. Ramos in towards goal. That's offside too, surely. I mean, it feels like we've lost. At the end of the day, we haven't. We've drawn. We've played a lot better, I think, than we did in the first leg. It's a bit of a mistake, wasn't it, for their goal, if I remember correctly? Or am I thinking of the one that Lafont made the double save? Yeah, I mean, we didn't necessarily deserve to lose that. Maybe I'm being overly negative unnecessarily, but we're saying unlucky. We rescue late draw. It almost seems to be a motivation thing, doesn't it? I mean, we really didn't play well there in either game. I might just need to look to change the team talk into a, we expect to win. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we have come second in the group, which isn't ideal, but we're out of the group, and that's the main thing. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what matters, isn't it? You can see the league table there. Obviously, no league fixtures this episode, but yeah, I mean, we're 11 points back of top, so let me know what you think in the comments. Do we just write off this season, or do we keep chugging away and see where it takes us? Anyway, guys, we'll be back next episode for, I mean, we have to come back, don't we, for Nottingham Forest away. We beat them thoroughly at home, and then Liverpool away as well. We've got a big game against Arsenal, there it is, beforehand, but this is season defining, isn't it? So that's all for next time, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.